Hello, my name is Art Adolph, and I'm from Coquitlam, formerly known as the Fountain Indian Band here in British Columbia. And we're about 15 kilometers north of Lillooet and about 4 hours north of Vancouver. And so basically, what I'm going to be talking about is the importance of food and as well as residential schools and the food in relation to children that went to residential school. What was served to them at residential schools was less than what you'd feed your dog. Students were forced to line up in dining halls along the wall, and food for the priests and nuns, including supervisors, were carted by them, which had bacon, eggs, toast, juice, coffee. And they were forced to smell this food as it was carted by them to the priests and nuns. And basically, what the students said, what they got in turn was slop, food that you would feed pigs. Children who went to residential schools did not experience hunting with their fathers, uncles, and grandfathers. They did not experience gathering food in the fall, like mushrooms. Gathering traditional foods was a family and communal event, like deer meat and moose meat were shared. In our Indigenous culture, we have a concentric relationship with our land and resources. So this kind of demonstrates that with this, it's the unfoldment of our being, like our traditional knowledge, with our identity to this place in space, basically our territory. A year after Columbus landed on our shores, the Pope made a decree through the doctrine of discovery, declaring Indigenous people as heathens, infidels, and we were not human. And thus government lawyers, they use this argument of terra nullius, that the land is empty. Government basically, through the help of their lawyers, separated us from our land and resources, as well as the establishment of residential schools where the students were separated from their territory in regards to having a clear understanding of the importance of food in their territory and how to prepare it. So through this exploitation, basically capitalism, that we're experiencing, what we're experiencing right now here in BC with global warming, it's because of the policies and legislation that gave licenses to industry and corporations for land and resources in our territories, that are experiencing global warming and climate change, along with the flooding that's occurring. And so what we really need to start looking at is how do we start incorporating our Indigenous laws and our Indigenous values back into the management of our land and resources, so that you will never encounter what we've experienced in this last 150 years, where there was a separation of Indigenous children from the management and use of their territory.